welcome to the 11th lecture of the one-shot revision videos. These are just videos with concept, with important alert signs and pitfalls so that you score super well and you go fearless in your DT IDT exam. So we have completed all the 11 lectures. If you're watching this and yet not watched the most amazing small topics also like clubbing, set off, salary, capital gain, it includes all your amendments also. Okay. Now, after the deductions, many of you are asking, ma'am, GST kab shuru hoga? So, after deductions, two more topics are left. One is TDS, TCS. One is your return of income. Yeah, and old versus new regime I'll cover when I take total income questions. So, these are going to be live in YouTube. So, if you want the material which you are using, then join the Telegram group. And in my lectures, today you see in deductions, after every deduction we have the questions related to that, then the deduction, then question. It's very important to practice that way. After doing 15 questions, okay, now in one go you are okay to go with ATC ATD the way it is asked in exam. Past exam questions, study material important questions, all are included, and most important is the presentation. See, in your study material, or if you check the suggested answer, they are giving in the presentation lot of notes. Those notes are explanatory notes for your understanding. You don't have to write so much of notes, but very important notes in the working note. That's what I have given in the presentation of answer. So highly recommending all of you to go for these two sets of the book. That is the DT compiler, very small. You can see your 1500 pages of the material is combined question, answers, the booster notes, the concepts, the example all, and this is the small chotu material for GST. Yes, it's very well taken care. Like GST is also having at the end customs for CMA students, for CA students exclusive topic TDS, TCS in GST. So that is very well taken care. Okay, chalo. Let us quickly start with deductions. Deductions are given from the gross total income. Deductions cannot exceed the gross total income, and for availing few deductions, it is mandatory to file your return on time. Acha, very important is in your gross total income, if you have special income like long-term capital gain, both on shares or otherwise, short-term capital gain on shares, 111A, 112A, then on that part, deductions are not allowed. So if you will see Abhi coming, I'll open the material and share with you on the screen. Whenever say you're writing gross total income is 8 lakhs and now you are giving the deductions. In 8 lakh, 5 lakh is long-term capital gain. So just write after the gross total income 8 lakhs, eligible gross total income in the inner column 3 lakh. So that you are allowed alert, though your gross total income is 8 lakhs, including 5 lakh capital gain, eligible gross total income for deductions is only 3 lakh. Your deductions can't exceed the income. Is this clear to all of you? Now, the weightage for the deductions chapter is very important. It is that you should know that deductions are very well a part of the first chapter. So when I take total income questions with default tax regime, with normal tax regime, along with business head, they will ask deductions. That's for the CA and CMA total income question. So it's very important to learn deductions. Plus deductions based MCQs, case scenarios are also there. And for CMA exam, the trend now is exclusive 7 marks question is given, and they will start Chaturvedi is having gross total income this and what all deductions you will get. Okay, right. I have made lot of 1 minute snippets also to cover up all your doubts. Please check that also and comment. I know you are going to say कि मैम पहले lecture तो पढ़ाओ कैसा है तो comment करेंगे. But at the end, if I miss out, I'm saying now, if you feel lot of efforts are put in making the material, in recording these revision lectures and all, months and months of effort in that material. I'm literally saying one concept, one question. Then like, share, subscribe, and share it at least in 5 of your WhatsApp Telegram group where you're connected. Thank you in advance for that. Chalo. So deductions are basically given from the gross total income for three reasons. What are the three reasons? You're doing good investment. You're putting your money in PPF, LIC and all. You are doing good expense. You're donating to a registered charitable trust and all. Or you are having good income, ATI series, right? Okay. Now ATI series and all are not there for the CA exam. CMA they have given in the syllabus but not asked. So only relevant what is important, I'll take it here. Okay, right. Now aggregate of the deductions cannot exceed gross total income and you can't take double deduction. Like if it is an SEZ unit, you are already claiming section 10 AA. Then ATIMA SEZ deduction you cannot claim like that. Double deductions you cannot claim. And for claiming few deductions, you have to file your return on time. That is this list. I'll come and check again because abhi to kuch nahi samajh mein. Most important, which students miss out and they literally say that they have never covered like this, is that no deductions are allowed from long-term capital gain on property and all on shares, all long-term capital gain, short-term capital gain on shares. And non-residents, they don't get deductions except very few. And from casual income, lotteries and all, no deductions, no exemption, no set off of losses, no other expense allowed. You know, it's flat taxable at 30% and all. Okay. Now, very important is if you're filing a return in default tax regime, then only three deductions are allowed. I'm not explaining what are the three now. I'll come and say right now. See, ma'am, if these three deductions are allowed in default, why you are teaching all the deductions? Deductions are all given in MCQ. So then default में तो नहीं आता, but if they ask you PPF limit 150, you have to remember. So I'm again saying, even though in default tax regime, chotu sa, three deductions are allowed, still you do the deductions very thoroughly and it's easy. It just requires repetition. You all are hardworking, you all are smart, you all are focused. Only thing lacking is repetition. एक बार पढ़ लेते हैं छोड़ देते हैं. So repeat so that it will sink ink in your mind. है ना? चलो. So let us start with this. Yeah, I have given the table also, and then I'll go to the notes also wherever required. So first deduction is ATC, which says that it is given to individuals and HUFs, maximum up to 1,50,000 if they put their money in PPF, LIC, National Savings Scheme, 5 years tax saving certificate, and you are going to get an exam, Mahila Samman certificate. 2 year scheme has come up. Yeah. So let us check each one in detail. Then I'll wrap up the ATC series. And I'll tell you the trick also how to remember. वो भी मुझे एक बताना है आपको. Very important is that please keep patience. ATC series is little big. So that will definitely take time. Okay. Sure. Directly let us go to ATC. ATC says you can put your money in all this LIC, but LIC you can pay for self, spouse, and children. Children may be major. My son is 23 years old. Still, can I pay LIC for him? Yes. Who will get deduction? He or I? My son or me? Me. You can pay LIC for self, spouse, and children, not for parents and brothers and sisters dependent on you, right? Same way, contribute to PPF, you will get ATC deduction 1,50,000 mein, including all this PPF, ULIP, repayment of the housing loan. Principal is allowed to be deducted here. Interest, see, when you repay the housing loan in the EMI, interest is there what you deduct in house property. Principal is there what you deduct in ATC. Yeah. Sukanya Samruddhi scheme, tuition fees of 2 children for full-time education. Only the tuition fees are not bus transport and Olympiad exam, that too education in India. Yeah. Infrastructure bonds, what you have studied, NHA, REC. If you don't sell land and building and buy the bonds, wo nahi hai, but still you want to buy the bonds. Can you get ATC's deduction? Yes. Huh? Tax saving FDs are allowed, but 2 times in the exam they said tax saving FDs in the name of son and wife. Not allowed. That's why boldly I have added. Lot of minor things I have taken care here. Yeah. And this one is recently added contribution to additional account under the NPS Tier 2 in case of the central government employee. See, NPS contribution Tier 1 is eligible for 80 CCD. आएगा अभी 80 CCD में Tier 1. So in 80C only Tier 2 is allowed. That too for central government employees if they are putting their money in national pension scheme of Tier 2, then also they are eligible for deduction in 80C. बाकी तो NPS के लिए national pension scheme के लिए you have other sections 80CCD1, 80CCD2, 80CCD1B. So can I close this? 80C deduction is allowed. Ma'am, but I have put in PPF, I have taken LIC policy, I have put in Sukanya Samruddhi scheme, I have paid tuition fees for my 2 children. All put together, what's the upper limit? 1,50,000. Now here for LIC, this one is asked like so many times in the MCQs. So 80C deduction is 1,50,000, which also includes LIC. You can pay for self, spouse. Spouse means partner, husband, wife, husband, children, major, minor, all. Now, if the policy is taken before 2012, 31st March 2012, then premium paid deduction under 80C is allowed 20% of sum assured. What sum assured? Maturity value. So premium paid is allowed only 20% of sum assured. If you have taken the policy after 2012, then 10% of sum assured. After 2013 for handicapped, 15%. Beyond that, ignore. This is already a nice example we solve in our practice batch, but out of that 1 or 2 I will take. Say you have taken a policy in 50. So 15 means after 12, 2 lakh ka 10%, sum assured ka 10% only you will get deduction. But ma'am, I have paid the premium 50,000. 80C deduction will be allowed only 10% of the premium. Sometimes if you have taken the policy, say for children 50,000, so 10% comes 5,000. But you have paid only premium 3,000. 5,000, 10% is the upper limit, only 3,000. Clear to all of you, these questions are all made by my own and they are like superb for the practice batch. Yeah, right. You can download the app and check. Now let us go to the next one. So 80C is allowed 1,50,000. 80CCC is certain annuity funds and pension funds. You know, when you senior citizens, they get lump sum money at time of retirement, but they don't have monthly income. So they pay one-time premium in the annuity policy. That they can claim a deduction here up to 150. And employee can put in national pension scheme. Okay. National pension scheme of government, 10% of the salary employee himself can put. And say you are self-employed, you are doing business, then you can put up to 20% of the gross total income in national pension scheme. Now when I say 10% of salary, salary includes basic NDA, bus, no commission, no allowance, nothing. For definition of salary chapter, wonderful definition I have given. 1 second. So do check that, dear students. Now 80C, 80CCC and 80CCD1. This is a hitch. ना उगलते बनता है ना निगलते बनता है. This table, it will take time. There are good questions immediately. If you see after this problem number 2, 3, they're like exactly one concept, one question which is covered in the practice batch. Yeah. Now see, 80C individual limit is 1,50,000. LIC PPF all. 80 triple C it is 150. And 80 CCD 1. Yeah. In the national pension scheme, employee can put is 10%. Put together all also upper limit is 1,50,000. Who said that? 80CC says aggregate deduction for individuals and HFs is 80C, 80 triple C, 80 CCD मिला के it is 1,50,000. Now 80 CCD 1B additional contribution by employee over and above this is allowed separately 50,000. Now why like that? See, I have put already in PPF 1,50,000. And then as an employee, I contributed to NPS 80,000. But my 150 limit is over here only, no? So my contribution to NPS is getting waste. So separately may not be 80, but up to 50. Can I take a deduction? Here, answer is yes. Contribution to National Pension Scheme notified by central government. Is this clear to all of you? Right? I'm repeating, employee can contribute. See, I've done one problem also where if you have contributed 180, 150, you can take here, 30 you can take here, or 50 you can take here, 130. Your wish. 80 CCD 1B is additional deduction for employee if you are not covering it. Same thing, you can't take double deduction. Now, employer is also contributing now. Like in RPF, we also contribute, our employer also contribute. That's we have seen in the salary chapter. So 80 CCD 2, contribution to the National Pension Scheme by employer. employer कौन है? Central government. He can contribute to National Pension Scheme 14% of salary. Other employer 80 CCD 2 can contribute 10%. Other employer can also contribute 14% if you are filing your return and default tax return. I know remembering this is a task. Then if you are very passionate कि नहीं मुझे exam clear ही करना है, or by hook or crook you are very aggressive, very self-inspired, you don't need any motivation, then take a picture of this and make it as your screen saver. Every time अभी थोड़े दिन अपना फोटो नहीं देखोगे तो चलेगा. And I've literally asked students to write this once and paste it in front of your desk where you keep your vision board, your goal, action, your notice board. Right? All of you, clear to all of you? Once again, I would like to revise this. ATC is for all the investment, tuition fees, repayment of housing loan, PPF, LIC, मिला के 150. 80 triple C National Pension Scheme 150. 80 CCD 1 contribution to NPS, ठीक है, 10% of the salary. Now 80 CCD 1B that is over and above this up to 50,000, and 80 CCD 2 is employers contribution to NPS. Central government है तो 14%, other employer है तो 10%, other employer also 14% if they are filing the return and default tax regime. This is latest amendment. And when I say 10% of salary, 14%, salary is salary, and DA not full DA considered for retirement benefit, no commission. That's all for this. Okay. 80C series is over. I'll go back to the main table. Can you see such nice questions are there? LIC ka deduction. फिर overall also like this. Very good it is. Sukanya, some very nice questions have you. Now let us do 80D. Like C series is all for investments. D series is all related to health. Okay. So let us take up 80D, hot favorite for MCQs. 80D is when you pay health insurance policy. I hope all of you know life insurance is covered in 80C, right? And health insurance when you pay if someone is hospitalized then in that case you get a deduction here for whatever premium you have paid. Maximum deduction is 25,000 for self, spouse and dependent children. In case of HUF also 25,000, but if there is a senior citizen, right? Okay. So once again, there was some disturbance. 1 minute, 1 minute. So now 80D deduction is maximum 25,000 for self, spouse and children. Okay. For senior citizens, if it is their family member himself is a senior citizen or any member of HUF, then it is 50,000. So total will be for the parents and all 50,000 and for us 25,000. So total 75,000. Did you get it? For self, spouse and children 25. For senior members, senior citizen of the family members, that is 50,000. If the individual himself is a senior citizen, I am only above 60 and my parents are 89, 90, then 50 for me, 50 for the parents put together 1 lakh. I am again repeating self, spouse, children put together 25,000 and for parents 50,000. Mother, father mila ke 50 mother ka 50 father ka no. So total is 75. Now if the individual himself is a senior citizen, okay, then maximum deduction for the self, spouse, dependent children is 50,000. If we are only senior citizen, then 50,000 for self, spouse and children mila ke, and for parents 50. Now this 25,000 and this 50,000 for the parents, this includes 5,000 health checkup expenses which can be paid in cash for self, spouse, dependent children, parents. Not brothers and sisters are not eligible for 80D. So who all you will take care? Self, spouse, dependent children, parents. Okay. I hope you're getting 5,000 health checkup this premium has to be paid by other than cash mode. Yeah, online payment. But this 5,000, that is health checkup expenses, can be paid in cash put together inclusive in this limit of 75,000 or 1 lakh, whatever it may be, and 5,000 for self, spouse, children. Suppose you have incurred 8,000 healthcare expense. Out of that, 6,000 is only self, spouse, and children. But 5,000 you will get the deduction. Rest all will lapse. Payment for health checkup can be made in cash or for other premium, etc. in the mode other than cash. Online payment, RTGS, NIFT. Yeah, 50,000 limit is for both parents. So many times it happens that senior citizens who are above 60, actually they need more medical and health care, and for them and for them now policies are not there, so health insurance is not there for parents. Then expenditure is also allowed up to 50,000. I'm repeating, for mother and father, if you're paying premium up to 50,000 is allowed. If no premium is paid and you are incurring health related expenditure, medical expenditure, that is allowed up to 50,000. Both separate name, both put together for both parent inclusive 50,000. Say once in exam they asked a question for mother, they have paid 28,000 premium, and for father 32,000 expense. Put together is 60 and it is allowed till 50. Are you all with me and very clear? Hmm? Right. Last part of this is, so many times we pay medical insurance for 2-3 years. If you pay for 4 years, you have to pay for 3 years, and 1 year you are getting free. So you paid medical insurance for 4 years. So deduction will be allowed divided by number of years. जितने भी हैं. Are you all with me? 80D. Clear to all of you? Shall I repeat once without looking at the screen? 80D deduction is for Mediclaim, health insurance premium paid For self, spouse and children, 25,000. For parents, mother and father, milake 50,000. Total 75. But if individual himself is senior citizen, for me 50, for my parents 50. This 25 and 50,000 limit includes 5,000 health checkup expense, which can be paid in cash. For parents, up to 50,000 premium is allowed. If no premium is there, expenditure is also allowed. And if premium is paid lump sum for 3-4 years, divided by number of years and allow that. Very easy questions are asked from the Mediclaim and all. Okay. Right. See, these are the questions. 80C question, 80D question. Now 80 double D. 80 double D. 80 double D may added is individual, spouse, children, parents and brothers and sisters who are dependent. D series is all for health. So 80DD is for handicapped. If you are maintaining handicapped person, you get a flat deduction of 75,000. It's written in the main table. Okay. Let us go to the main table. Aajao. 80D series we are doing. Individual and HUF, whether resident or not, they all will get deduction maximum 25,000, senior citizen 50,000, health checkup expense 5,000. 80DD is if you are maintaining a disabled person who is handicapped or blind or hearing problem, normal disability 75,000, severe disability 1,25,000. Okay, right? Some expense flat deduction. Now this is so beautiful. If I'm maintaining a handicapped person, it's not key we can declare ki okay, little bit paralysis or little bit limping. No. If the person is handicapped, he has to get the certificate from government hospital, valid for 1 year. And if you are maintaining handicapped and say you have incurred 30,000 expense, still you will get flat deduction of 75,000. Severe disability 1,25,000. Okay, right. Now, deduction in respect of maintenance of including medical treatment of dependent being disabled, individuals, HUFs and all. Okay. Now 80 double D or 80U. Why I have written like this? So many times handicapped person himself is filing the return, though with his parents and all, unke through, but he is filing his return, right? So person with disability himself is filing his return. He is claiming flat deduction 75,000 if little vision low is there. If completely blind and all, severe disability 125, then I can't claim 80 double D. That's why 80U or 80 double D. 80 double D or 80U. Is this clear to all of you? 80D Mediclaim, 80 double D handicapped. Now 80 DDB. 80 DDB is deduction in respect of the medical treatment for specified diseases. This is important. This is only for resident. So resident individual or HUF, specified diseases, HIV, cancer, leprosy, जो भी है, maximum deduction allowed, actual expenditure of 40,000, whichever is lower, for senior citizen up to 1 lakh. Whatever expenditure you have done for specified diseases for self, resident individual, for self or in case of HUF for all the co-partners, members and all, then maximum deduction is 40,000, senior citizen 1. You'll have to repeat this lecture twice, thrice. The purpose of one shot is repetition. Learning cannot be done from this way, but I'm being very honest with you. For learning, you have to join the practice batch. Okay. So D series is over. Until now, we have done. Well, let us look from here also table. 80C 150 all investment LIC PPF, 80 triple C pension fund and all 150, 80 CCD 1 contribution by employee to NPS. 80 CC is the upper limit of all the three. 80 CCD 1B is employee can still put 50,000 above this 80 to his employer can contribute 14% if he's a central government or 10% otherwise. Okay. In case of default tax regime, even other employer can contribute 14%. Yeah, this one is also asked in MCQ's latest amendment. See, the central government is contributing for the army. Army people are working under central government. So they both of them are contributing to a fund called as Agniveer Corpus Fund. So 80CCH1, individual's own contribution. It is available only if individual exercises the option of shifting out of default tax regime. Okay. Clear? If you shift out of default tax regime, then as an employee, as an army person, if you have contributed to Agniveer Corpus Fund, you will get a deduction in 80CCH1. And central government is also contributing, your employer, then it will be added in your salary and then you will get a deduction in 80CCH2. Contribution would be included in the salary because your employer is contributing. You know how RPF and all, it is taxable and then you claim a deduction. And thereafter, employer's contribution 80CCH2 is available in both the regime. But 80CCH1 is available only in case of default tax regime. Employee, your contribution will be allowed only if you opt out of the default tax regime. Employer, whether you are in default or employer's contribution added to the salary and then allow the deduction. Acha, on maturity, army person, whatever money he gets on Agniveer Corpus Fund, pura exempt. Employee, you yourself are contributing 80CCH1 deduction only if you opt out of default tax regime. 80CCH2 dono jagah mein. Mediclaim we have finished. These are simple ones. I would like to do it from here only. E series. E looks like I. So it is all related to interest. देखो मैं E लिखने जा रही हूँ, लिख ही नहीं पा रही हूँ. आज पेन की बैटरी लो हो रही. Just completed the GST class also and then recording this back to back. 80E is for education. If you have taken education loan for higher studies, 12th and above, for self, spouse and children, whatever interest you are paying is deductible for 8 years. Whatever interest you are paying is deductible for 8 years. Okay. You can take education loan for education in India, abroad. 80C में जो tuition fees है, that is in India. This is anywhere, no problem. Whatever education loan you have taken, interest is deductible here. 80EE. Yeah, this is if you have taken a housing loan in 16-17 and you are repaying the interest. Now, generally, full interest is deductible in case of the let out property and the deemed let out property. But if it is a self-occupied property, then interest allowed. In case of default tax regime, no interest is allowed in self-occupied property. If you opt out of default tax regime, then interest is allowed 150 in house property, 1 lakh, sorry, not 1,50,000, sorry, up to 2 lakh. Self-occupied property mein you can show the interest. Over and above that, 50,000. Say your interest is 3,80,000 and it's a self-occupied property. 2 lakh you have deducted in income from house property. Remaining 50 you can deduct here. Ma'am, what about other? That will lapse. So 80EE, how much deduction will be given? Okay, 50,000. Interest over and above what you have deducted. If suppose your interest is only 120 and you have deducted it there in income from house property, don't deduct anything here. Okay. Now, 80EE is if you have taken the loan between 19 to 22, then 1,50,000. Same, some conditions are there. I'll go to the table and show you. 80EE is if you have taken battery operated vehicle ke liye you have taken loan. Now, if that battery operated vehicle, if you're using for business, then in the EMI, whatever interest is paid is allowed as business hit. But if you're using personally for your son to go to college and all, you are helping in environment. Whatever interest you are paying on electric vehicle, up to 1,50,000 is going to be deductible here. Are you all with me? ATEEB. अब जो confusion है, for that I want all of you to go to note number 4 or 5. Next, see, these are all questions related to, is my speed fast or fine? I'm doing very in depth. मैं कोई छोटा सा point भी miss out नहीं कर रही हूँ. That Mediclaim 1/5 is there and all. Yeah. Interest on loan taken for 12th class and above for self, spouse and children for 8 years interest is allowed. 80 double E and double EA के लिए I have made a comparative chart. Huh? You can read this once. You have this compiler or you have attended practice match. हमने एक एक चीज पढ़ा है. But यहाँ पे I want you all to use this chart. 80 double E में interest on housing loan 50,000 additional deduction is allowed over and above what is deductible in house property, provided loan is taken in 16 and 17. Property's value is up to 50 lakhs. This is to benefit small people who have taken loan, right? And the loan amount, loan save time me, the loan amount 35 lakhs. Property value should not exceed 50 lakhs. Loan amount should not exceed 35 lakhs. And the loan is taken in 16 and 17. Until date 24-25. If you are repaying, it's okay. Deduction under 80EE. Interest on housing loan allowed up to 1,50,000 over interest deduction. ठीक है? 1,50,000 interest on housing loan is allowed over the interest of house property. Here 50,000, here 150. Here loan is taken in 16 and 17. Here you can take loan in any of 3 years, 19, 20, 21, 22. Property value is up to 50 lakhs, here 45 lakhs. Loan का कोई limit नहीं है, but obviously when the value of the property is 45 lakhs, the loan amount will not exceed 45 lakhs. This much you remember, it's enough. You can take a screenshot. If you want, I'll make it neat for all of you so that you can use it for your revision. Lot of tables like this on my own I have. Now 80EEB. Okay, 80EEB is when you have taken a vehicle loan, yeah, and you are paying interest up to 1,50,000 is deductible, provided the vehicle loan is taken between 19 to 23, not now. If you take a vehicle between 19 to 23, then whatever interest you have paid on the vehicle loans EMI up to 1,50,000 is deductible in case of individual. So as I said, E series, very nice question. This is from the material. Is E series is all for your interest. Now G series is all for your donations and very important. Let us start with this. Listen carefully now. In your question number 1, which is compulsory to attempt, not compulsory to attempt first, one of the most important adjustment asked in exam repeatedly is 80G deduction when you donate, right? Or agricultural and non-agricultural income add and step method, what we have done in the initial lectures, right? So any one of that is going to be covered. So here we are doing now 80G. 80G deduction important is any donations which are given above 2,000 should be given other than cash mode. Now there are 4 kind of deductions available in 80G. For that very nice table I have made here, check. Certain deductions are allowed 100% direct. Certain are allowed 50% direct. Certain are allowed 100% subject to qualifying amount, 50%. So these are the 4 category deductions are allowed. I am repeating, if you give donations to register trust and all above 2000, it has to be made by other than cash. Now 100% direct deductions are all national level funds, National Defense Foundation, PM CM's funds, Zilla Saksharta Samiti, and last bold ones which are repeatedly asked: Swachh Bharat Kosh, Clean Ganga Fund, National Fund for the Control of Drug Abuse, and after COVID added is PM Care Fund, PM Citizen Assistance and Relief. This is for the COVID. So these all deductions are allowed 100% direct. Now in 50% direct, earlier there were a lot of deductions, Gandhi family and all. Now only one is there, that is Prime Minister's, PM's Drought Relief Fund. There was drought in Gujarat. So like that, if drought relief fund may you are donating, 50% of whatever amount you donate, direct deduction. 100% of whatever amount you donate, deduction. Okay. Now, restrictions on donations, 100%. 100% is allowed for family planning. Okay. For promoting family planning, you have paid the amount to government, local authority, or approved associations and all. For family planning, or you are a company and you have donated to Indian Olympics Association, only two, then deduction is allowed 100%. Qualifying amount, what is qualifying amount? I'll say 100% direct is clear, all national level funds. 50% direct is only PM's drought relief fund. 100% direct, okay, that is up to qualifying amount, that's family planning and companies contributing to Olympic. This one is asked, fourth category. 50% of the qualifying amount when you donate to charitable purpose के लिए, you donate to a government association or any authority which deals with minority, or to a notified temple, gurudwara, church, or to benevolent funds, CA CMA CS, all the institutes have benevolent fund. Yearly 25 years of qualification, now we have to pay the membership fees. Along with that, we can donate for benevolent fund, and out of the fund they help the needy members for health issues, for other issues. Okay. So if you have contributed to benevolent fund, to temple, church, mosque, gurudwara, or minority community के लिए benefit, or housing development authority in few cases, you get 50% deduction is allowed, subject to qualifying amount. Now for the third one, 100% subject to qualifying, 50% subject to qualifying, where usually students do mistake, I'll tell you. But first, qualifying amount is 10% of the adjusted total income. Now, what is adjusted total income? From the gross total income, you give all the deductions from ATC to ATU other than ATG. That's why I'm saying even if they give you ATG first, you give ATC, D, ATU, all. Last you take ATG. So from the gross total income, give the deduction ATC to ATU other than ATG. Remove special income, special rates like long-term capital gain, both short-term capital gain on shares. Many of the students have this confusion ki ma'am, shall we remove casual income also because it's a special income, special rate? Answer is no. Casual income kahin pe nahi likha hai ki you have to remove, and problems are solved including casual income. So just remove. This is very important. You can recheck. Many of the students have got me pictures, ma'am. We have been taught that all special income, special rates are to be removed. No, dear students. For getting adjusted total income, gross total income minus ATC to ATU, long-term capital gain, short-term capital gain on shares nikal do, that's it. You get adjusted total income. Deductions are allowed in third and fourth category up to 10% of adjusted total income. That becomes your qualifying amount. 10% of the adjusted total income, that becomes your qualifying amount. Is this clear to all of you? And now Of the qualifying amount, 100% and 50% deduction is allowed. I'm again repeating. First category is over, 100% direct. National level, PM, CM's fund and all, Clean Ganga, Swachh Bharat fund, drug abuse, PM cares fund. 50% is only one, PM's drought relief fund. And then we have 100% subject to qualifying amount में two, family planning and Indian Olympics. Companies contributing. And 50% qualifying amount में charitable trust, mosque, church, gurudwara, notified housing development authority. There are corporations who are working for benefit of minority community. All these are eligible for 50%. You know, these people, they go to the income tax commissioners and they get a certificate. Okay, for our Gaushala, you make it eligible. So whoever is donating to our Gaushala, it will be eligible for deduction. Okay. Now, what is gross total income? Adjusted total income. Gross total income minus all the deductions from ATC to ATU, except ATG, long-term capital gain and short-term capital. Long-term capital gain both on property, on shares, because special income, special rate. Don't remove cash in. Adjusted total income का 10% is qualifying amount, उसका 100% is allowed here, 50% is allowed here. Okay, right. No deduction is allowed if the about sum above 2000 is made in kind or in cash. ठीक है? Kind में तो मिलता ही नहीं है deduction. I want all of you to check one problem with me. See, this is so nice. All deductions are coming what we have done. Now see. Chaturvedi's problem. This is already a past exam. Take your gross total income, 818. Give all the other deductions, ATC, PPF, ATD, Mediclaim, 80 TTB, 50,000. ये सब deduct कर दो. And also deduct if it has a special income. Long-term capital gain is already included. Okay, I'm just giving you example, though this is a one-shot revision. So you are getting adjusted total income. Of that 10%, adjusted total income ka 10% is 35,324 is your qualifying amount. Clear? Adjusted total income ka 10% is your qualifying amount. Now, how much you have donated to trust? 50,000 or this, whichever is lower. So 35. Though you have donated to trust 50, how much deduction you are eligible? 35,323. And uska bhi 50%. See, 10% of the adjusted total income is qualifying amount. Ab qualifying amount ka 100% for family planning and Olympics companies can contribute only. And 50%. So this is 10% of adjusted total income. Now this is ka 50%. You are getting actual donation or 10% of the total income, whichever is lower is the qualifying amount. Or uska 50% you have to take. That's all for ATG series. Other ATGs are very easy. We can take it from here only, from the main table. Quick. ATG समझ में आया? 4 ways. Direct 100%, direct 50%, 100% subject to qualifying amount. If both are there, obviously you will give 100% first and then 50%. So ATG deduction we have covered. ATG is if you are paying rent and if you are getting house rent allowance. So you can claim deduction under section 1013A. But if you are self-employed, you are doing business and you are staying in a rented house. Now you want this benefit. You can take it here. Deduction in respect of rent paid by individual, spouse, or children should not own. You should not own any house. Individual who is self-employed or who is salaried employee but not receiving HRA. See, dear students, if you are receiving HRA, rent paid minus 10%, you are already taking the deduction there. So 80 double G is deductible 5,000 per month. Rent paid minus 10% of the adjusted total income, same what we did now, and 25% of adjusted total income. Least of the three is deductible in 80 GG. Now 80 GGA, donations to scientific research. Ma'am, this is already allowed in section 35 for those who are doing business. I'm a retired person. I'm just having other source income. Still, I'm encouraged to donate. So, all the SSCs who are not having business income and they have donated to National Laboratory, IIT, approved scientific research, 100% deduction they can claim, provided again same above 2000 other than cash. 80 GGB, contribution by companies to political party. Which political party which is registered under? You remember in business ad I said one page political party and backside your ad not allowed as business expenditure. You can't claim business expenditure as advertisement in souvenir and all, okay, of the political party, right? Any person other than company, local authority, AJP, 100% donation is allowed. I hope you are getting. 80 GGB और C में क्या difference है? Companies are contributing to political party, 100% deduction, including advertisement in political parties taking out a souvenir, one page sign of BJP, another your ad allowed. It's not allowed as business expenditure in section 40, but here it is allowed. 80 GGC, same contribution to political party other than companies allowed. Or electoral trust. Electoral trust is like you donate to electoral trust and they do 95% of their income they donate to registered political party. So it's as good as donating to political party. Yeah. 80 double J double A is allowed in both regime, default and this I will tell you later. 80M is allowed only for companies. Whenever you are receiving dividend and you are paying dividend, it's like double time we are paying. I am a company, but I have also invested in shares and off, and I am receiving dividend and I am paying dividend. So least of the two is deductible in 80M only in case of companies. Now, 80 QQB and 80 RRB. This one is left, dear students. 80 double J double A मैं पीछे लूंगी. 80 QQB and RRB. These two are related to royalties. Whatever is the royalty income is taxable in other source. Yeah, income from other source में, and up to 3 lakh you get a deduction here. Okay. 80 QQB is royalty as an author. Other than articles, newspapers, school books and all. No, then you will not get a deduction. But if you are an author from the publication house, you're getting royalty. It's taxable in income from other sources and lower of 3 lakh or royalty, whichever is lower, you will get a deduction. 80 RRB is royalty of patents. I have made a formula, brand, and I'm allowing you to use my patent. So you are giving me royalty. That will only for residents, huh? It will be deduction will be given. इसमें two important conditions are there. First is royalty income. पीछे है, I will read it, but I'm saying orally now. Royalty income. Let us go there. थोड़ा ऊपर नीचे हो रहा है because everything and table is given so that you repeat 80 TTA, 80 TTB, जो भी है you repeat. So 80 E ये सब हमने कर लिया है. Very nice questions these are. Huh? This one is like superb. Up to what limit you will give the donation? 80 double J double A I'm coming. Right now I'm with royalty. So I want to take up incur corporate dividend. I told you. Dividend received or paid. Yeah. Royalty, if it is related to that author and all, if it is not received lump sum, then amount in excess of 15% during the previous year will be ignored. Royalty received will be taxable, but deduction will be 3 lakh or 15% of the value of the book sold. उससे ज़्यादा royalty deduction you will not get if you get royalty in installments. If you get lump sum, so 3 lakh and whatever is received lump sum. If you get in installments, then 3 lakh or 15% of the value of books sold. Just for your information, one problem is added recently in the study material, they might ask. Okay. And when you are taking royalty income, obviously related expenditure is allowed. Now, if you are getting royalty from a publication house abroad, it's your foreign income, then make sure within 6 months from the end of the year, such royalty should be brought in India or kept in a separate like NRE account with the permission of RBI. Then only 80 RRB deduction will be allowed for royalty. It should be brought in India by the end of the financial year or 6 months after that, or kept in a separate account with RBI permission. Yeah, this is important. Now, 80 TTA versus 80 TTB, without this, your exam doesn't happen. I've made 1 minute snippet also for this 80 TTA versus 80 TTB. Now, what does this say? Deduction is allowed for interest. What you receive on saving account, cooperative bank में saving account, post office में saving account, scheduled bank में saving account. 80 TTA individuals and HUFs will get a deduction, maximum up to 10,000. But if you are a senior citizen, then you can claim a deduction in 80 TTB, not only for your saving account interest, also for your FD interest, available only to resident senior citizen. Yeah, this is available to both. Please remember, use it for your residential status, irrespective of residential status. If you have received interest, 80 TTA deduction is allowed to both. But if you are a resident senior citizen, deduction is allowed 50,000. But if you claim this on your saving and FD interest, you can't claim this. You can't claim both. You cannot claim both. I'm repeating. 80 TTA, resident or non-resident getting saving bank account interest in other sources, income from other source, deduction will be allowed 10,000. 80 TTB, senior citizen will get a deduction, saving and FD both, up to 50,000. Is this clear to all of you? Right? Latest amendment is even section 10AA deduction is not allowed above in the business head. It's allowed here, but I will take it with the alternative minimum tax and with default tax regime, one separate class. Okay, but definitely in deductions only now this will come, section 10AA as he said. This one is clear to all of you. Acha, here one more reminder. Oh, sorry, I missed out. See, sometimes you get post office saving account interest. Okay, say 35,000. So in a single account, post office saving account interest is exempt up to 3,500. Joint account hai to it is exempt up to 7,000. So chalo, this is all given in other source. So 35,000 mein 3,500 exemption will be allowed if it is a post office saving account. And above this 10,080 TTA deduction will be allowed. Are you all with me? Post office saving account, single account up to 3,500 interest is exempt. Up to 7,000 interest is exempt. Joint account. And above that, this 10,000 deduction is there. Okay. Right. Now the last one we are doing here. Let me check. I think till the end तो हमने हाँ ये तो कर ही लिया. Section 10AA, of course, it's a part of deduction, but I'll take it with alternative minimum tax and section 10AA both together. Okay, with your default tax regime or sub mila ke I will take one lecture. Okay, listen now carefully. 80 JJAA is allowed in both the regime. Both the regime it is allowed. Okay. provided your books of accounts are audited and you are a manufacturer. Okay, right? Then deduction is allowed for all the new employees you have recruited, 30% for 3 years. So 30% now, 30% next year, 30%. ऐसे 3 years में they are giving deductions if you are employing new workers. See, unemployment is the biggest problem, but this should be a new entity. Yeah, it's not कि companies को ये allowed है, individual HUF, LLP, all, but their books of account should be audited. And additional employees means new employees who has been employed during previous year with the effect of increasing the number of employees at the end. So, starting में there were 100 employees, then 10 added, then 8 left. So now it is 1 or 2. So this deduction will be allowed only for 2. On the last day, you check how much is addition from first and last day. Excluding new employees who are having above 25,000 salary, not included. Excluding employees for whom all the pension and statutory provident fund and all is paid by government, they themselves are not contributing. Excluding employee who has worked less than 240 days and excluding employees who does not participate in the recognized provident fund. Matlab he is a casual worker. Sometimes there's an emergency, lot of seasonal demand. We hire people, they work for day, evening, take their payment, bye-bye. They are our casual workers. We don't pay RPF and ESIC and all for them, what we have done in labor chapter, right? So additional employee is excluding 25,000 per month, government में है 240 days का है, if less they have work not done, and RPF में. If you are into a business of manufacturing of apparel, footwear, and you have employed work for less than 150 days, तो मिलेगा. Same 240 days will become 150 days if you are a manufacturer of apparel, garments, footwear, yeah, and leather industry. ठीक है, right? Let us check how this works now. Okay. Let me show you just. See, like total number of employees we have hired. This is the exact question which has come in exam is 105. But out of 10 workers who are not participating in PF, not eligible. 30 have worked for the full year, obviously eligible. 50 who are getting salary above 25,000, not eligible. 50 employees who have joined in September. So if they have joined in September, if you calculate the days, they have worked less than 240 days. So though 105 new workers are there, only 30 are eligible. Their salary is 10,000 per month for 12 months. And right now you will get 30% deduction, next year 30. So for 3 years, deduction will be given to any manufacturer who is getting their books of accounts audited. That's all for this. Now come back to the beginning of the chapter, dear students. No deductions are allowed from long-term capital gain, short-term capital gain, and casual incomes. Non-residents also, they get very limited deductions. Like I told you, ATTTA and all. Now what I want to say is, yeah. What are the deductions eligible if you opt for default tax regime 115 BC? 80 CCD 2, employers contribution, that too from this year it is 14%. 80 CCH 2, central government's contribution mandatory deduction is allowed if you are in default tax regime. Employee contributing to Agniveer Corpus Fund only if you opt out, but employer contributing, add it and then deduct it 80 CCH and 80 double J new employees. These are the 3 deductions allowed in default tax regime. If you opt in default tax regime, 80C, 80D, 80 double D, 80U, 80 TTA, 80E, कुछ नहीं मिलेगा. Clear to all of you? See. Now, if you read the table repeated at home with compiler and I've suggested students have followed that these are 3 pages. Just take a picture of this and paste it. Watch it till 1 week, it will go in your subconscious mind. How do we remember? C is all related to investment. You put money in PPF, NPS, and all. D is all related to health, Mediclaim, ATDD, handicapped, ATDDB specified. E is all related to interest. E for educational interest, EE and all housing, and ATEEB for vehicle loan. ATG is donations. All these are specified donations. ATJJA, 30% of additional wages. ATM, domestic company. QQB, RRB, chances are high of getting the question. Subscribe to the channel. I'm going to take total income questions live. That time I'm writing and keeping. I'll give you a material also for important top 30 questions. There I will surely take study materials royalty का question कि whatever amount is brought in India utna or 3 lakh you will get a deduction. ATTTA versus we have already given you a table, and ATU if handicapped himself is filing his return. This lecture was to be continued with section 10 AA and even with your alternative minimum tax, but for that separately we will record it. But definitely please make sure you understand that in business income, if they give you SEZ profit, take it in the outer column. And then from gross total income, you give deduction, total turnover, total profit, SEZ turnover, like that. Okay. So section 10 AA is no longer exemption. Deduction, you will get it from gross total income, which I will do it in my next lecture. That's all for today, dear students. Thank you so much. If you feel you have really got in-depth knowledge, take care in ATG how to compute adjusted total income. Go for the compiler. If you're not having time to join the practice batch, at least take compiler. Practice one concept, one question, one concept, one question. You have to do hard work. There is no substitute. कर रहे हो और थोड़ा ज्यादा कर, ठीक है? We'll meet in the next lecture. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Your comments really motivate me. और क्या मैं best लेके आ सकती हूँ आपके लिए, right? Thank you. Bye bye, all of you.